All right, we got
Brainwashed with Tom MacDonald.
Let's see what he got for us today.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors cause they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed.
And I like how he shoots the film. Like, you notice everything he has in the shot is related to like propaganda. So he has like newspapers on the floor. He has TVs on the TVs, obviously, and like they're all used to influence the mass population, at least influence like their views and their opinions.
And I love how he's portraying everything that's shown on TV as distortion, like garbage.
Yeah.
That's why you can't even see what's going on.
Right.
I know like it's supposed to show that it's, broken, but at the same time, it's as if you're not watching anything. It's just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes sense. Like if people really take a look into like what TV actually does to you, like you watch it enough. That's why it's called TV programming. Like whatever you watch, it doesn't matter what you watch, whatever it is you watch, like you're taking in all those ideas and views and those opinions. That's why like people typically watch what they relate to or what their views are. They're not watching like the contradictory ideas, which I feel like you should do. So like if you're not, like if you lean, like even if you're atheist, like I think you can get some benefits from like learning about like religious ideologies. And if you're religious, I think you could learn about different types of religion, not just be so honed in on your particular like religion, but like learn about other religions and kind of open your eyes a little bit as to like why different people gravitate towards different views and opinions, because everything has some basis and has some facts.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them and then you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe. Cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life. Cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us.
And he makes a really good point with like the unity. Like you see it all the time in like coalitions where like different groups have like different agendas, but they all come together for like
The greater.
Right, like a common purpose.
Yeah.
Right, like with Trump, like there was a huge coalition, right? So you had the LGBTQ community come out. You had civil rights activists come out, immigrants come out. Like there were a bunch of different groups that had different agendas, but they all came together because they didn't like some of his ideologies. So yeah, he's absolutely right in terms of like keeping people divided, because like the strength in numbers is pretty obvious.
Yeah, and I love the way he puts it. He says distract and divide. It's like the common saying, like divide and conquer.
Right.
But in today's age, it's more about distracting.
Yeah, it's like, look at this hand while I take this hand and like put it in your asshole, you know?
Right. Right. Great analogy.
It's like, this finger's in your butt while you look at this hand.
That they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us because we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Oh my god, I love that towards the end where you see the eyeball
all-seeing
on
eye.
the TV. It's like the big brother watching.
Yeah.
And then you see he just like turns off his TV. Which is funny, like it kind of reminds me of like North Korea, where remember in North Korea they essentially have this one radio signal on. Just one. Like you can't choose any other radio station.
And you have to keep it on.
Right, and you have to keep it on. Like which illustrates like how powerful that radio is, or how powerful like propaganda is. And they've been doing that shit for very old technique, but
That's like straight from like 1984.
yeah. The only difference between now and then is just like now we have an overwhelming amount of options. So they kind of, it becomes harder because you kind of have to be everywhere. If you want to control a mass population's opinion, you have to have control of like, especially social media. You need social media amongst all the major media companies, which like, you know, companies like Disney control the overwhelming majority anyway. So you only need to have like a handful of companies to have at least most of the networks.
Yeah, it was actually crazy when you showed me how much Disney owned.
Yeah. There's like 10 seconds left of this.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
He's great. Like, I just think that we need him. Like, we need him as an artist to just remind people what's going on.
Yeah, I like that he's very relevant in what's going on. So his music a lot of times is based on like everyday events.
No, he's Mr. Current Affairs.
Yeah, and I like it because like in music, like we don't have that, right? Like in the news, you have that. You have different narratives in the news, but in music, you don't see a lot of that, you know, or they just don't care for that. Like they don't get involved in politics, which I actually feel like musicians probably shouldn't really, but I like that he uses his platform to get involved and to speak up, because it's another way of like talking to kids that wouldn't necessarily want to watch the news, or
Right.
they have no interest in it, but they love music.
Or they only get one side of it. And that's what I love about his music. It's always thought-provoking.
Yes.
Like I never feel like I'm really listening to music. I just feel like this is just another style of reading, like a report of like what's going on.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
the music is just secondary.
Yeah, because he's like sharing a view that's outside of like an ideology. He's kind of like looking at it from the outside versus trying to promote a narrative. Because in the news, like they want to promote like a narrative, you know. But like a real journalist kind of just shows what's going on from the outside, and you try your best to not be biased, even when you do. Like everyone has a bias, but you try to just, you know, show it for what it is as best as you can, at least.
Yeah, I think he does a great job balancing news. Like I never feel like he's one-sided. I feel like he's always trying to kind of just, you know, open the curtain for his entire show as opposed to just presenting one side.
Yeah, I agree.